Week 4, Step 2 of the individual data contribution assignment. We're going to create the degree of operating leverage table. We're going to go to I-72 and type in DOL, and we're going to cite to the right of that in J72 the same years from cell J1, but we're going to put a dollar sign in the front because we're going to copy this table to make other tables below it, and we don't want the row 1 to be changed. We always want it to be row 1, so that's why I put a dollar sign. That will freeze it. And then we're going to copy and paste these words, internal, external, and current, below in I-73 to I-75. In fact, I'm going to copy them now, Control-C. And the reason is there's different ways of calculating the degree of operating leverage. The internal way is done internally for projections of budget decisions, whereas external is other people trying to buy the company, and it's what they have access to with public records. They might not have access to the operating income. And current, and both internal and external compare this year to last year, -1. Whereas the current one is a snapshot of what it is right now. Not as accurate, but if you just need to know right now, how are you doing, that's how. So then I'm going to format all the cells to be general format instead of scientific notation. And then I'm going to use this formula, internal and external, both years, this last year divided by first year. And therefore, we can't get it the first year. We can't get 2020 data because we don't have 2019 data. So we have to start in 2021. Whereas the current one, we can. We can get it in the very first year, 2020 as well. So the shortcuts we're going to be using is copy and paste, Control-C, Control-V, Control-G to find the cell, I-72 in this case, Control-R to autofill to the right, and Control-1 to set the formatting. We're going to set them to general. So I'm going to go back, and I'm going to go Control-Tab to get to our Excel spreadsheet, and Control-G, I-72. And I'm going to type in DOL there. Enter, and then just to the right of it, it's going to go equal $1, enter, and then I'm going to go and shift and autofill that to the right, Control R. And then I'm going to paste below DOL my numbers, the words internal, external, and current. Now I'm going to make the whole table, all the numbers and then the years, general. So Control-1 for formatting, tab to get into the type, and general is the very first one. I arrow down to it, enter. So the internal, the formula for this is operating income divided by revenue, last year versus this year. So equal, and I'm going to put brackets around the numerator. So the revenue, or the, operating income equal, operating income is right here, divided by last year's operating income -1. That you might be nervous is the J66 subtracting the 1 before it's the K66 is divided by it, and it's not. The order of operations are that multiplication and division happen first, and then addition and subtraction happen. So we can be safely know that the K66 will first divide by the J66, and then after that they'll subtract the 1. So close brackets, and then that's the numerator, and I'm now divided by, and I'm going to open bracket again for the denominator, revenue, change in revenue. So it's this year's revenue divided by last year's revenue -1. Close brackets and enter. And it still did a scientific notation. I don't know why. Let's try that again. Control-1, tab, general, enter. Okay. Maybe I want these at 2 decimal places. Control-1, number, 2 decimal places. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. And then external is going to be EBIT over revenue. So equal, open brackets, EBIT for this year divided by EBIT for last year -1. Close brackets, divided by, open brackets again, revenue again. Revenue this year divided by revenue last year -1. Enter. Good. And then finally, current, and I can start that on 2020. That is the contribution over the operating income. So equal contribution divided by operating income. And I'm going to just fill that over just once, shift and to the right, control R, so that I can get all these three shift to the right, control R for all the days. Looks like my internals has hit a bad year in 2023. Yep, it did. But it hasn't bounced back great. Anyways, and that is my DOL table.